What's going on, guys? I am going to give you a very, very, very good video. Obviously, we're going up with subscribers and the channel is growing. So as you can tell by the title, this is really just the 5 steps. It's actually 3 to 5 steps, but what turned me profitable in trade? Actually, one second. There we go. There we go. I got the hat on because I also want to mention a lot of you guys are actually beating yourself up like a terrible amount. Um, I guess Trump in the markets. As you can tell, I'm just going to go straight to the daily, and I don't use excuses in trading, so I'm not going to use this as an excuse. But we've been absolutely in a melt fest. Obviously, that might make it a little better in trading, but at any point when Trump speaks, you guys have actually, a lot of you have been texting me this, and you're like, Xander, why do I keep losing my trades? Setup was nice, longed within a discount, targeted premium, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, go look at the calendar. And they're like, oh, you're right. A 50-point candle spawned out of nowhere because Trump. Like I said, I don't use excuses in trading. I never blame PA. I'm never like, oh, PA is terrible. That's why I took a loss. No. The only way I take a loss personally is if I mess up. If I mess up, I'm gonna hold myself accountable so I can learn from that mistake and never make that mistake again. I don't care if I lose $1,000 on a trade. If I know what was wrong in a certain trade, then that's my mistake right there, and I'm not gonna make it again. So just to add to this, since what day is this? Thursday, February 20th. So we're coming up 9 days. We're about 21 days from that. We've come down 12,000 ticks, which is about 3,000 points. So from 22 to 19,000. So just to give you perspective, a lot of people, if you've been listening to analysts, a lot of people are saying, oh, you know what, we were in a bubble and now this is just a correction. So sure, if you want to say that, go ahead. But not going to lie, every few minutes I look at news or just Twitter or just stuff going on in the world, I see tariff this, tariff that. Like just today, I was in a USD CHF shorts. I was up about 1.5, almost 2 RR, really close to my break-even low. And out of nowhere, Trump drops. He was scheduled to actually speak at 5 p.m. today, but he just randomly drops a memo saying he is upping Canada's what was it, aluminum and steel tax by 50%. That's a lot. So that overall just kind of made everything weird. I'm not saying it personally affected my trade, but within 10 minutes, I went from being up a decent amount to stopped out. And this was a swing trade on the hourly. So just to put that into perspective, no news otherwise. So I'm just going to get right into this video. I know I just yapped for about 3 minutes on kind of helping you guys with your mentality and everything, but let's get right into it. So Xander, what is this 3 to 5 step process that you use every single morning? Step number 1, go to your high time frames. I'm literally just I'm gonna make this video as simple as possible for you guys. Step number 1, higher time frame. And I'm just gonna flat out say, if you have nothing on the higher time frames, you are going to get stopped out. You're going to lose every single trade. If you see a bearish 1 minute setup on the 1 minute, but you look at the 15 minute and you're bullish, that movement down on the 1 minute is literally just a retracement to go higher on the higher time frame. So I'm gonna show you this. Obviously, all this is hindsight, what you currently see. I don't like TradingView for backtesting, but I just want you to see this. This morning, analysis played out to a T. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do this in a sense. So I hop on and I see we have this 4-hour gap right here. I know the daily's probably going to put in a gap, which we could retrace into that. I'm not sure yet, but 4-hour right here. We're reacting off it beautifully. Look at the hourly, kind of get a sense of an idea of what's going on. I see we're putting in an order block right there and sweeping out our highs all the way up here within this 4-hour gap. So I'm like, we're really telling me this is bullish order flow, because in order for this, or bearish order flow, sorry, in order for this to be bullish, I would have wanted these highs to, continue making higher highs and higher lows, but we failed to do that. We started respecting bearish PDRAs. So like I said, order block right here. So go down the 15 minute, and this is where I start looking for entries. So obviously, as you guys know, today we had news at 10, so I waited for that. And I personally know a lot of bigger traders that I've been following for a while. Some of them I've talked to, and they took massive losses today because they didn't wait for 10 a.m. news. So I'm very glad I did. Anytime I see on Forex Factory of news, you guys know if you're on my stream, I literally do this, and I say with a red line, I am not trading until this passes. So good job, Xander. Very glad I did that. But yeah, so news open, and we pushed up. So many people lost right there because I think it was a consumer sentiment. People don't expect it to be like that heavy. So this right here was beautiful because we manipulated, took out those highs, and at the same time respected our 15-minute gap right here, which is also our 4-hour at the top right here. So like I said, that was telling me we are going lower. Go to the 5-minute. This is where I start looking for order flow. What do we do within our 5-minute? We sweep out those highs. We have an order block that gets respected up here. We sweep out our highs at news, and we end up inverting. I'll go back in time and show you. We invert this 5-minute. Oh, we invert this 5-minute, and I'm like, okay, you know what? We are going to go lower. So any movement up after that is just a retracement to go lower again. And everyone's like, no, Xander, you know, it's sweeping out this high right here. Go long, go long, go long. I'm like, our 5-minute just inverted that, which is the last thing in the way. The 15-minute is obviously bearish. 4 hours, 100,000% bearish. So this is where you start to look for entry. So I'm going to clear that off there. Also, break below that low right there, our news low. So what do we form right here? As you guys know, my personal model is CICs. I personally did not take this today. I did not like anything, but I'm showing you the model that would have formed that I personally trade. And here. So literally sweep CISD and simply just target opposing liquidity. Like, I kid you not, I've made countless videos on this. So this is how it played out. And obviously sweep and CISDs, I also personally trade inversion for value gaps. So I'm going to go back to this here so you guys can keep writing on this. Nope, no, okay. So once you have your higher time frame, you need higher time frame PD array. So like I said, this was the 4-hour. 3, wait, and this is an intraday model, but you guys can also, you know, use it on swing. So wait for news. I'm gonna put this in parentheses or exclamations because no one waits. Number 4, sweep. Wait for high/low, or you are liquidity. It's true. If you don't wait for a higher low to be swept, I promise you, 100% of the time, if you prematurely enter a trade, you are going to be liquidity, and you're going to get stopped out, and you're going to come DM me, and you're going to say, Xander, why did I lose this trade? I'm simply going to tell you, you don't wait for that low to be swept. That low was not a protected low. And you're like, okay, you know what? You're right. There you go. There's your lesson. Be open to criticism. As a trader, you drop an ego, and you become one of the best traders ever. Focus on that. Number 5, entry model. Whether that be sweep. I already put that there, so we'll just put CISD or inverse for value gap. That simple. Now let's zoom out. Anyone that wants to take a screenshot, go ahead. So on this trade right here, higher time frame, check that off. We had that. Higher, that's just like drawn liquidity. So it was at our lows. Obviously, we're in a massive bearish trend, so you're going to follow the trend. I want you guys to follow. I'll write this also here. Follow trend 8 times out of 10. You will, I'm sure you guys have heard this too before. You will lose 2 out of 10 when trend reverses. And that is completely fine. That's an 80% win rate. So literally follow trend. I don't want you guys to long this on the daily because you're trying to catch that reversal. Your job as a trader is not to catch the falling knife every time it falls, right? You go along with that falling knife, right? Like you guys all want to trade like institutions and banks. You want to follow their moves. They're going to go along with trend. When trend finally reverses, you start following that reversal. But your goal as a trader is to catch just the little crumbs, not the whole pie. What's the point? You don't need to catch this entire move wherever price went today. No, you don't. You only need this little sliver of a move here. You need a proper stop loss, proper TP, and there is your 3 RR. That's profitable right there. Very profitable. So enough of that. Going back to here. Wait for news. Check that off. We waited for 10 a.m. Multiple people didn't, and obviously, I'm not going to say any names, but if you look at their stories on Instagram or whatever you guys do on social media, you'll see that they didn't wait for news. Maybe they do in the past, or they just kind of had an itch today. I don't know why. Look what happened. Some of their biggest losing days. Number 4, sweep. Literally just wait for a sweep of a low. Wait for a high or a low to be swept, or you are liquidity. I'm putting a heavy emphasis on that. If you don't see liquidity, you are liquidity. The famous saying by ICT. Finally, entry model. Everyone has a different entry model. Some people just enter off the first inverse they see, and hopefully they don't get reversed on. But entry model can be a CISD as well. So hopefully you got all that. I'm going to go to the second example, which we actually had here. I prepared this already. So ES came down, and we swept out our lows and formed an SMT right there. NQ did not take that yet. So I'm going to show you this. If you want to enter off the first CISD that forms right there, go ahead. I was looking at this actually. I didn't take anything. This is, I think, within our second macro. Okay, I started looking at a second macro, and I didn't like anything just because we took out that high right there. It was within I think, a 5-minute order block. Okay, we had a very small order block up there. We had a 3-minute as well up there, and this is a 3-minute gap. So personally, until that were to be inverted, I would not look for anything. So this is how I'm just letting it like play out just a little more, you know. So, or is it? That's the high we form. And we put in, okay, so we tap in the CIC and respect it there. So you know what that's telling me? As you see, think of this like a little needle or a little knife. That is a beautiful reaction. That is what you want to see every single time. So that right there is telling me the CIC is getting respected. So bullish order flow is now being respected after taking out a very high time frame low, forming an SMT, sweeping out this low here, and CIC right there, telling me order flow is to remain bullish. So in order to keep getting bullish, instead of tapping this and going lower, I want this to be inverted. If that gets inverted, we take it to the highs. We have a high here, we have a high here, and high here. This is already a 2.4R, so personally, I would probably target this high right here. Let me show you what happens. So, boom, inversion right there, another respect of our CIC. Biggest thing in trading you guys have to realize is, you know, reading PA and seeing what's happening. It's price pushing down here, you know, acting weird, and then maybe moving up a little. Oh, market enter. No. Not going to happen. Also, look at your 5-minute and really just see where is price. Obviously, that's hindsight. I'll show you in a second. But this is also what I mean. You just need to look at everything on all the time frames because, like I said, literally within the first minute of the video, your 1 minute can be bullish, but if your 15-minute, your hourly is bearish. That movement you see bullish on the 1 minute is literally a retracement up where you are liquidity just to go lower or higher. So, entry right there. Get filled right there. Look at the weak reaction. That is another example of respecting bullish order. Okay, so let me show you. Respecting bullish order flow. SMT is our first. When you get a little reversal off that. Second is sweep of our low and then CIC formation right there. So that's another right there. And respecting CIC, that's another indicator right there. Obviously, you compare this with your other confluences. And then boom, finally, inversion fair value gap, telling you that at least this high will be taken. So that's why that's your break-even high. I personally, I go break even whenever it's a point of a reversal, right? So if price can reverse from this high right here, sweeping that high and go down again, that's where I go break even. I'd rather take a break even than a loss. So this is how we move. So break even and immediately after we hit TP. So let me show you what ends up happening. Boom, we melt. So yeah, that was a good trade. If you held it all the way up here and went break even, the result would have been break even because reason I took it off right here is because NQ did end up taking our high. So there is your SMT. Let me show you. Right there, 1030. 1030, as you see. I'll draw this out for you. I know a few of you struggle with SMTs. There you go. So there is my 5-step checklist. Let's copy this. Let's go one more time. Okay. Nope. All right, here. I'm going to copy all of this and put it on ES right here. Let's go right there. All right. Higher time frame. Check that off. We had our higher time frame sweep. We know that price can, for a little sliver, start to move up if we have confluences to pair. High time frame PD array. We tapped into something down there. Yes, we did. A daily, I think it was a fair value gap. Wait for news. Yes, we did. Our news candle was right there. So we are good. We're trading within our second AM macro. Sweep. Do we have a sweep? Yes, we do. Sweep of a low right there and sweep of our big lows down there, which formed our SMT. Entry model, here you go. You have a CISD right there. Reading PA seems being respected. Inverse fair value gap right there as your confirmation. This is a very, very high confluence trade. You can get an entry if you want at your CISD here. Like I said, if you want that final confirmation, take your inversion right there. Beautiful A+ setup right there. So scribble that off. I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys watch this and actually learn a ton from this. I just dropped a ton of sauce, but I'm going to keep making videos like this. I know you guys are actually enjoying this and enjoying all the free value because a lot of you are actually making money. So do me a favor, like the video, subscribe. If I see the subscribers going up, it gives me more motivation to, keep posting. So subscribe to me, like the video, comment. Please comment. What really helps me is when you guys comment what type of videos you guys want. If you want another video on a fair value gap, if you want another video on a sweep, CISD, SMT, it tells me what content to push out that you guys will actually get value from. So do me a favor, If you want to see a certain video, comment it down below. But subscribe. I'm going to keep pushing videos out, and I will see you guys in the next video.